Boom! Greetings, greetings. I'm back. Sorry, was just smoking a little spliff. Yeah, I'm back. Motivation Academy. Janik, your host. For those who it's their first time here. Me, it's not my first time. So that's why I always start the same way. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about Purge. Purge the nonsense. Purging the nonsense. Yeah, purging the nonsense and washing our brain. I think we're in a, especially in the day and age we live, there's more and more nonsense constantly bombarded at us. And the nonsense also, when I say purging the nonsense, let me get my thoughts in line. I was thinking about all kinds of stuff before, but let me explain you my thoughts on this, my opinion, my thoughts, whatever it is. Purging the nonsense could also include, and that is, I think, tragic in some sense because often you have to purge people out of your life. And sometimes people very close to you, like for me, for my own example, like I told you about my mother that doesn't want to talk to me anymore just because of the way I think and the choice I take in life and stuff. So I have to take, I don't see how sometimes the breaking point is so uh, seems so immense to repair. Like it could be with your mother, with your spouse, with your son, daughter, whoever it is. Me, the for my experience, the one that I've experienced is with my mother. So pretty freaking tragic when your mother ostracizes you for just the way you think or the choice you take in life. Like I'm talking about the circus of Babylon that's been happening in the last 2 years, and they're going strong at it still. Like they haven't stopped. I Sometime I go a bit. I have purged completely. Like the goal here is to evolve. The goal is to evolve. So a great divine purpose is our way out of this nonsense. I firmly think that, know that for a fact. Do we prefer, at one point, do we prefer live in a factual reality or in fantasy? You know? So that's what it is at one point. To me, purging the nonsense, it's a lot letting go of the stuff that doesn't support my evolution. Like you can name it all. I can be here naming the stuff in the world that is nonsense. It's pretty much all of it. So I would be here day and night or for the rest of the summer, of the spring or whatever to talk about the nonsense. So I'm not going to enumerate everything that doesn't make sense to me in this world because there is a lot. I never really understood this world, never really understood the being of this world, and that from a young age. I'm not here for it's not a random thing that you see me here speaking my thoughts. I think I was destined to by destiny. I don't really think destiny is such a thing. I think it's more decisions. The decisions in my life have brought me to be here, to know if it's my destiny, if it's a but I feel that this is what, especially in the times we live in, there's so much division and like the stuff I was talking about, the so much nonsense. That if we're not vigilant, if we're not really centered on our evolution, we will definitely crash and burn. Is that what we want, to crash and burn with the rest of the sheep? Like they're really people. I say sheep because people are really acting like sheep. It's unbelievable to see the level of following without even questioning the basic of what they are told. It makes anyway. I think it's we get what we deserve in some sense. What's happening in the world is not a random thing. People are asleep, so For sure they're going to be abused mentally and physically, and all kinds of stuff going to happen. To ignorance has a cost. I've talked about that often with PT. Ignorance has a cost, and those ignorant beings will soon know the cost of their ignorance. It's how do you want to avoid that? Like, so that's why I'm saying purging the nonsense is for you also to be able to perceive what's going on around you. No? Not everyone has a clear sense of what's going on, and even the ones that think, I've talked often about that, the one that thinks that they are on the right path to evolution, often they're just evolving more. Like, that phenomena that I was talking to you about, that now people go on YouTube to take the news. Most of us have left the TV to go on YouTube to get a bit of information or whatever. Rumble, there's many of them now. Odyssey, Rumble, name it, BitTune. There's many platforms where you can publish your stuff, your thoughts. I don't want to use the word content because I'm not here to con anyone. Hear them with their speech. Hear the speech that the words that they use to communicate with you, to communicate. Even that is not. We should take out all the hate, but we have been taught all this. That's why we are so much devolving, because of our speech also. Our speech is totally misaligned. Uh, I was like that. I'm working on it to really choose the word I use, not consciously. Conscience is another word that we should avoid, but thoughtfully. I really think of what I speak, and this will. Sometimes I can let go. I can let out some stuff that really doesn't resonate with me. Resonate again. That really doesn't vibrate, even vibrate. That doesn't really match my thinking, but I've been programmed. I'm a real pro at the program, just like all of us. So that's what we permanently, constantly, we permanently repeat. Yeah, I'm struggling a bit with my words, but because I'm trying to understand the words I speak. If you do not have a clue of, if you live in a fantasy, you will never question the words you're using, and that is a great indication to me. I'm not judgmental, but when I see beings speaking and the way they speak, that tells me a lot their level of indoctrination, or at what how much their brain has been programmed, and that they have no idea what kind. It's crazy. No? With the language. So anyway, that's part of the nonsense too. Choosing uplifting words for your daily life, because it matters. It's everything matters. I think everything matters. Everything that we do, we think, we act on, everything matters. We are being trained that nothing really matters. That we're life is a training. That's the thing. Also, life is a training. So that's a training with the words, training with your action. There's all kinds of stuff you can do to empower yourself to not being a victim of the victim. It's a big word, victim. We victimize ourselves a lot, but me, it's at what point. But it's easy to understand also when you understand that all that stuff is dark stuff. That what Babylon is propaganding all over the world and in the news and whatever, the propaganda of Babylon, it is really dark stuff. And if you cannot perceive it, well, who sees in the dark? Who can see in the dark? Only the blind will see in the dark. So that's why we say people are blind, because only them can see the darkness. I cannot see the darkness no more. I don't want to have nothing to do with dark stuff, with anything that is dark and devolving. I want to evolve. I want my well-being. That's important to repeat it every day. I want my well-being. I'm here for great divine purpose. I want my well. You repeat that. the stuff we should have on repeat in our heads, not the stuff that we've been programmed with. That's why I say wash your brain. It's kind of very important, very important to evolve. And whatever you do, whatever is your divine purpose, the way you express yourself, it is your own way. We're not all gonna do the same thing. I'm not preaching that YouTube is the way to go. Not at all. There's many different ways that you can leave your imprint on Earth. Oh yeah, and you can affect other beings. Not the whole world will listen to Truman or Jenny on Motivation Academy or whatever, the Truman Show. So I am very, very aware of that. But that's not the point. Also, my point is not to attract the attention of all the being of Earth, but it's to send my vibration into the ether or something to one day exit, maybe create a life. You know what? Create. I want to make a life of really joyful. Like you want to have a joyful experience. After all, we're here on Earth. We're not. We shouldn't be depressed. We should. But the reason why we're depressed is exactly the same reason why we are devolving. We can't get enough of what we don't want. So that brings a lot of depression, a lot of negative feelings. If we stop, uh, if we block what's negative from entering our brain, at one point, what you're going to have is a positive experience. And the negativity entering your brain comes from the outside world because you have the power to really feed yourself with the proper thoughts. I really think that. Like we have a brain, let's use it. And we probably have powers too that we are not even aware of. But we're not even aware of ourselves. So how do you want us to be aware of any power? We're completely unaware beings in the devoluting state, completely unaware. And because the ego, some of us have a very, very thick ego also, and that is what stopping us from just proper information to enter our realm of existence. Because what you think, you will attract. So if you think that the news is real and all that stuff, and you're in front of the TV every day and that's your thoughts, well, that's what you're going to attract: negativity and despair and delusion and illusion and all the negative stuff. If we're our brain, our mind, I don't like to say mind, but if our spirit or if our soul, maybe more but the soul, not every being have a soul. I think many of us are soulless, exactly because of what we let happen to ourselves. We You can victimize yourself the way, whatever way you want, but I think in the end, you make yourself your own victim. At any time, you can say no. Then the moment you say no to the nonsense, that's where your evolution will start. If you keep saying yes, 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 I want more, you're gonna get more. So start saying no, no, and start the purge. To me, I've started that purge a while ago. I'm still in the midst of purging what doesn't make sense, the people that don't make sense, that are not supportive. I don't expect support from everyone, because not everyone really. There's not too many that are seeking higher vibration in this world. So that's what I'm after. Higher vibe, definitely. Definitely higher vibe. And there is in this world higher vibration than what we are told. But you gotta go after it. You gotta want to who seek will find. If you seek, you will find. All the stuff left behind, there's a lot of information left behind or ahead of you. So if you are completely closed, and I don't know how, anyway, I don't know how people cannot have like some kind of open mind. That some are so close minded. It's not, it's pointless to even tell them anything. That's what I realized, that over time also, that very often it's pointless to say anything to anyone because it's a like I was saying to Ivar. I was talking with Ivar yesterday. Large up Ivar. If you're here watching or listening, yeah, it's I lost what I was gonna say. I was talking to Ivar. What I was telling him, I forgot. I was gonna tell you something, but I'm too much on fire. But that's what we need. You know, we need. I think. I think we have a little. People are fired up, yes, but there is also this not knowing. You know, we think we know so much. We think we know so much, but after all, if you can admit to yourself that you don't know, that's gonna serve you a lot. You know, if we stop pretending because we're like child in kindergarten playing pretend. We pretend to know. We pretend to know what to do here, to how to raise our by raise is a big word. How to make our children grow up the way we have the teachings. You know that we have the necessary teachings that we can transmit to our children, but we're completely in the dark. So what you're teaching most of the time to others is just your own darkness. That's why when you say to someone, "Oh, I've seen the light," they think you're delusion. They think you're you're gone cuckoo because they cannot. First of all, they can. It's so deep the programming. Me, I feel it every day when I interact with others. That the programmation is so deep, and sometimes they have. That's why it's a purge is necessary because sometimes we have very much problem letting go of our nonsense and what the bad habits and stuff. So it's really it's a permanent work here on earth. If you That's why if you're bored, if you're live in boredom and stuff and depression, it's just because you haven't found that great divine purpose, and that great divine purpose is accessible to anyone. So my message here has always been about upliftment and progress. I will not come here and talk to you about the news because it's very negative or everything that's happening in the world. Look, if you are still propaganding the negative vibes from Babylon, that affects you also. Many of us are out there either on YouTube or whatever, just repeating what they say on TV or what the manipulation, because the manipulation is on every level. Also, you have to be aware of that. It's on YouTube. It's on the, you think that these dark entities or these dark beings don't have a plan for us, for you, for sure. That's why you have to have your own plan to evolve. Yeah, yeah, to evolve. But that's the positive. That's the positive that I see in what's happening is that it's a time. It's the most, maybe the best time for beings to start seeing what's real because it's so obvious. It's so the fakery has never been so much in our face, never been so much in our face like the nonsense of the government of the everyone around all the Babylonian. It's really, really evident. So if you do not perceive it, anytime, first of all, anyone who find themselves, I think it's Mark Twain said that, if you find yourself in the side of the majority, take a pause and reflect because you're probably not at the right place. Like a seeker is alone. You have to be willing to do that quest alone, like the quest to truth or reality or your self-realization. No one but it's self-realization after all. So the world outside of you will always be fucked up. The world always been in some way very fucked up and with very fucked up people. So I don't think it's gonna change from one day to another. So it's up to us at one point to let go and of that nonsense and start focusing on what really matters. Our vibration and our health, our health. And that's another thing. Purging the nonsense is also the nonsense food that we ingest day after day. You know, even me sometimes I gave in to chips or shit like that, but I shouldn't. But I know more now. I'm starting to. I always told you I like potato chips. But I'm starting to at one point, once you start programming yourself that you don't want to eat those foods or stuff, they taste weird in your mouth at one point. That's what I happen to find out also with the food that is not supportive, tastes a bit weird. So yeah, you want to keep yourself uplifted on every level, and that includes also what you eat, what you drink, what you everything you have in your reality. If you want to live in a factual reality and not a fakery fakery illusion, or because we're the reason why we say the world is like people, their world is an illusion is because nothing they think is really real. That's the thing. But they perceive it as real, so to them it's reality. So that's why I say whatever. And for me, that's the same thing. What I perceive that they perceive is really clear to me, but it's not clear to them. So that's what makes it very tricky sometimes to start talking to others and not having a mask, because we are in the mask era too. Yeah, that's why women wear mascara. It was all planned, but we all always been wearing mask. This is not the first time we see people with mask in their face. It's a masquerade. It's a masquerade. Now it's even real. It's in I go out and I see them with mask really in their face. Like it's so crazy. But that's the world we live in. So at one point, if you don't see or perceive what's going on, you're gonna just be having a life of. Also, do you want to live in fear all your life? Like that's the goal here, to come here on Earth to have a joyful experience in fear. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we have very much power also to put away all those fears, and just there's fears that are legitimate. I always say it. If a saber-toothed tiger chase you down the street, trust me, you're gonna run. But the fear that are programmed into you, you can easily let go of that with training. It's training. Life is a training. Life shouldn't be something boring. It should be a training each and every day, just like you go train your body. That's another thing we should do to support our physical body, to train, to exercise, to. But most of us are became so inattentive to our own being that even our well-being is not part of the equation. We have a machine. The human body is like a machine at one point. It's like a car. A car will not fail. A brand new car. You have been given a brand new car. Will it fail in the first 2 3 years? Probably not, unless it's a lemon. Unless it's a big lemon, it will not fail. But your body can fail, and if you don't take care of it, just like if you don't take care of your car or your stuff, it will fail. And most of us do not have even a clue of how we can affect the vibration of our body to such a low state that yeah, we are completely unaware. So this is the exercise here, the training. We should put very much focus on where we focus our attention, and on training ourselves to perceive what's going on, and also training ourselves to purge that nonsense like I was talking about, because it is there. So it's all around you. If you can't see it, well, you're blind. You're in the dark. So only the blind will see in the dark, like I said. And in the light, that's why when you're in the light, you can perceive all that stuff, because the ones that are in the light can see true. True. That's why the word truth has true in it. When you say true, it's because you can see true the bullshit. But not many of us have even uh, analyzed anal eyes. That's a weird word. Analyze. Uh, have perceived that, or have yeah. The language is so. The language we speak. Once you start paying attention to the words you use, then you're gonna feel the programming. Not only you're gonna know it's there, you're gonna feel it, and that comes automatically out of your mouth, just like a robot. That's why we say people are robotic and are robots, and because they speak without thinking. They just repeat the program. Programmer. Programmer. Yeah, the grammar. Exact. If you use the words and this, you probably get an award or something by. Here we live in a world that the wicked are often awarded. So, of course, if you are centered on evolution and stuff, I don't think you'll get any award for that because they want beings to devolute, to devolve. They want beings to devolve. And if the more you hurt yourself, the more Babylon will love you. Trust me. I know that. The more beings hurt themselves, the more they are being loved. So the moment you start taking care of yourself, the more you are hated. And that I can feel it also. The more you start feeding your own being with positive thoughts, not too many will dig that vibe. And that's why I say you have to be willing to do that quest often alone and on your own and ask yourself the question. You don't need to, you have all the answers inside. We all have all the answers inside. I don't think we need any books, and all we need is to observe. Observe, observe, serve, and deserve. You know, but not too many have any want also any will to go down that road because it's the road less traveled. So it's always easier to go on the road where everyone goes, even though it's chaotic and full of it. But that's what is happening. But the good, that's why I say wash your brain, because if you don't completely wash out all the nonsense, you will always come back to it and repeat it. So it's an exercise, it's a training each and every day, but we have time to do this also all the time. Sometimes people say, oh, I have no time. It's because your time is not valued enough. So you waste your time. When you don't waste your time, when you value your time, you will not waste it. I repeated that often and I'll repeat it again because that's what we need to repeat. That's what we have been, that's what they've done to us. Repeat nonsense constantly. In that sense, it's good. Repeat constant nonsense, and we have perceived that as real. After so many times repeating the same lies, it kind of become true. So that's what they do. It's just it's a real conditioning of the human populace, and it's easy. The worst is it's easy, very easy to move out of the herd and start observing and maybe not move out completely, because I always said I was still in the herd but an immaculate member of the herd of sheep. But that's it. I leave it like that. My goal is to become immaculate. Join time. Okay, join time. Good. I have that here. So yeah, the goal is to become by immaculate. Again, I don't think I can reach immaculation. It's a big word. To be immaculate, it's like perfect. But I don't. Maybe in the upper realm we can reach that. But I don't know. I don't know too much. Me, I come here and I just speak my thoughts. I don't know nothing about anything, and I'm okay like that. That's how I want to leave it. Also, because it's so mysterious for me. Each and every day I wake up in this world is a mysterious day. And I want to leave it like that because that's the essence of life. I don't want to pretend I know anything. If you come here to be informed about anything, wow. Me, I want you to work on you. I want you to work on yourself, just like I work on myself. That's what I want you to get to. But I'm not telling you how. I'm not telling you my I have my own way to do it, but find your way. You can. That's what I'm saying. We're not far from apart from each other. We're all human here. The same set of emotion and same same depression state. Sometimes not depression, but same low highs or high or like I can say I'm depressed. I'm not depressed. I'm just very much focused. But sometimes the world makes me unfocused. Makes me rage. Even the other day, I was taking a walk with my dog and Kim, and For some reason, I think Kelowna took a shit. I think she took a shit on the side. Just tell you how the world is fucked up. I kind of lost. Maybe it was a test. Like Sam told me, it was a test from the universe, from the multiverse, to see how I would react. And I think I failed the test. I think I failed the test. Highland girl, greetings, greetings. So yeah, the dog take a shit. I didn't notice it. I didn't even feel it on the leash. Nothing. Usually, a dog stop and do his thing, and we keep going. But usually, also, I always have bags on me, like in case. But Kelowna is not a big pooper outside of her house because she has anxiety. She has anxiety, but it's all a test. That's why I said I failed the test big time, big time, because I lost it. Let me tell you the story. So yeah, I keep going, and apparently she took a shit. We both of us didn't see it. Kim is usually on top of that because she gives me crap often for the way I handle Kelowna or stuff. But anyway, yeah, I've learned. I've learned a lot from that encounter. I had an encounter with someone. So anyway, so we keep walking. We didn't feel the dog like it was at the corner. Maybe we kept walking about 6, 7 houses from there, and a guy is on comes out of his driveway, and he looks at me. And he speaks French. Il dit, as-tu besoin d'un sac? T'as là, are you speaking to me? Like, do you need a bag? He was speaking French, I'll tell you in English, but he was telling me if I needed a bag, not hi or how are you? Sorry, can I interrupt you? So, no manners at all. Just yell at me, do you need a bag? So je me revire de bord. Usually, I'm pretty arrogant in my own ways. Often, I'm very arrogant. So that was not the right way to approach me at all. So I was like, "Whoa!" I felt like really aggressive. I felt him being disrespectful. So, but where I failed the test is I was disrespectful too. I told him he was stupid and to tell me to pick up the dog shit 6 houses further. He told me that my behavior was not very good for the dog owner reputation. I started to laugh. I said, "Come on, you're not serious. You're not telling me that. You're not telling me to go pick up the shit like we didn't even felt it or we didn't even see it. It's not like we saw her take a shit and we left it there. No, we didn't see it. And he comes out of his house. That's how much people have time to waste. Okay? He can't come out of his house to tell me if I need a bag. I'm like, what the heck is happening here? I look at Kim. I said, he's not serious. He's talking to us. Like, okay, if he would have told me, if the dog would have taken a shit on his property, or it's not his property, it's on lease from the divine. But if the dog would have taken a shit on his land, okay, I agree. You want a bag? Okay, sorry, I didn't see it. But 6, 7 houses down the street, what, he was watching us the whole way? How could he have seen? We didn't even see the dog take a shit, didn't feel it, but from his house at the corner, he seen the dog. Like, how much were you spotting us and shit? Like, a bit creepy, but anyway. So I left and I told him he was an imbecile. I told him he was a great example of the human imbecility. L'imbécilité humaine. J'ai dit, toi, là, t'es un parfait exemple de l'imbécilité. L'imbécilité. Voyons, j'ai même la misère à dire en français. L'imbécilité. Oh, calvaire. Okay, I'm problem with that word. C'est un imbécile. Bon. He was an imbecile, and I told him, but I failed. I should have been kind with him. I should have been more kind, but I kind of lost it. So I came back here, and I was a bit shaken from that whole experience, from the Muggle world. But after, I was like, maybe I should have been more kind, more receptive, than telling him something with maybe more upliftment, more than being negative. And so I completely failed big time. But I laughed after because that's what is the learning experience. Like, I have to manage my emotion better. to not lose it at the muggles like this, because they don't know. They are programmed to think, to live a certain way, to act a certain way, and you go out there and you just fall for their nonsense. Like, it was really immature from my part. Immature, totally. I lost it, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm learning here. I wasn't nasty with the guy. I was just like very assertive and telling him he was an imbecile. That's all. He said, "You're a real imbecile to come out your yard and tell me to pick up the shit 6, 7 houses on your street. Like what? It's neighborhood watchdog shit here. Like, what freak is this?" Like, I completely lost it. So yeah, exactly. He probably have a very miserable life. That's what I told him. I said, "Go get laid. You have a miserable life, bro. Do something." But I said so many stuff, I don't even remember everything I said. So many people are miserable within their own lives. Yeah, they seek any opportunity to vent. Exact. Most often displaced on people's situation. Yeah, exact. But that's a great example to, and majority of people are like that. Oh yeah, they will crucify you for when the worst and all that. Okay, it's not funny to step in the dog shit. I get it, but it's biodegradable. Like, the shit would have been gone before the start of the summer. Anyway, I was laughing after. I'm like, oh my god, is this really happening? Like, I walk there every day, twice a day probably. I pass in front of his house. I do the same walk. I go at the back. I just want to walk, so it doesn't matter really where I walk. I can't go too far too with my knee, so I stay around. Was a learning situation for. Oh yeah, yeah. It was a big learning situation. Big learning situation. But that's what life's all about. Next time, I will tell him something uplifting. I will not vent at him the way he vent at me. That's the thing. So yeah, I understood that. But even Sam told me, he said, "You failed big time, Daddy. You failed big time." I said, "Yeah, I know, but I'm emotional. That's why the emotional grip on your emotion is primordial. It's on top of the list. If not, you will create chaos and stuff." So I could have been more, but I wasn't like super arrogant. I don't want to put it like I jumped in his face, but I was speaking to him like not in a raging mode, just calmly. But I was telling him calmly he was an imbecile. But just that was too much. Like, it is what it is. Sometimes when I feel very much targeted. I felt targeted. Like, why are you targeting me like that? What have I done to you? Like, but that's the thing. People have such a miserable existence sometimes. Too much on their shoulder. Too much. The guy has a house and 3 kids, I think, in there. The mortgage, l'âge mort. Il est dans l'âge mort. That's why you call it mortgage. Anyway, so yeah, he probably has a lot on his. But I should have been more kind. Definitely, the kind will inherit the earth. So I cannot give in to. That's why when I say purge of nonsense, that's also that, like, your own reaction, your own yeah. Think the largest lesson here. Oh yeah, big time. It's a it's a big lesson learned, but that's what it is. We're here to. Also, I'm willing to learn. That's why the when we say always with PT, we always say with PT that it's important to have a learning attitude, a positive learning attitude. Well, from that experience, I had a positive learning attitude. If I would have had a negative learning attitude, I would have repeated the same behavior. I would not have observed my own behavior, but I became an observer of myself that day, and I'm like, whoa, there's something clearly wrong with you, bro. So I said, whoa, time to step back and relax a bit. And I was still thinking about it when I went to bed at 11:30 at night. So there's clearly It affected me, but I shouldn't. It would have affected me. It affected me negatively, but if I would have a positive response, it would have affected me positively. You see, so I know that, but that's not. We don't always do what we know is right because of the program and the nonsense inside and all this stuff. So yeah, I'll smoke another one. Yeah, but what I smoke is a CBD. I like the CBD weed. It's very relaxed. Very. It's not so euphoric or. It's good for my anxiety too, because this world is creating me somewhat a bit of anxiety. But I tend to forget about it and not even think of it. That's the thing. Also, when we think often of the same nonsense, that's what we repeat. If I say to myself, I'm anxious, I'll be anxious. So it's very it's tricky. Life is a tricky process, and you can lose track of yourself very fast, just by some outside triggers. That's why I'm here for really self mastery, if you want to say, of my emotion. Because yeah, he gave me some CBD. Yeah, RSO. Yeah, Rick Simpson oil. Yeah. Oh, I like. Yeah, karmic vibes. Mike is in the house. Yeah. So anyway, so it's a really strange world. It's a really strange world, but wow, sometimes I'm very uplifted to be here also. Definitely. Like life is all we have. Like I don't know how people can be roll one up, roll one up. Hey. Yeah, roll one up. So yeah. So anyway, I don't think we should give in to all those vibes, but sometimes we do for whatever reason. That's why I presently, yeah, roll another one, and when it's done, another one. Like Perfect Gidsman, says in one of his songs, says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and one more again. So anyway, a little pause for in honor of the CBD. Not everyone likes uh, cannabis. No, I get that, no. But me, I'm not a drinker. So me, I'm a toker. I'm not a drinker. You're gonna see me drink here and there. Beer, I don't drink because it makes me gain weight, so it's not supportive. I let it go. I might have a little drink sometime, maybe vodka, orange juice, but that's all. It's very much. But I'm more alcohol. I'm not really attracted to alcohol. More attracted to cannabis, so that's my thing. And yeah, that's my way to stay focused. It helped me. Also, I think it has certain, but again, it's what I think. That might not be exactly the reflection of everyone here. That cannabis can help them, but it depends how you deal with your emotion too. You know, if you're a person that easily observe their emotion, like the way I told you I was doing, you don't have no problem with any substance. Any substance. I'm not saying they're all good, but there's some stuff that is really open some ways, maybe teach you some stuff. Teach you some stuff. Maybe cannabis will teach you to relax a bit and calm down. Because we are on a hype big time. Only alcohol I use is the stuff that makes the green tinctures. Yeah, I'm not. It's not supportive, really. I never got drunk. Like I got drunk once in my life, I think. It's not something that attract me. It's very low vibe. It's you lose your speech, you lose your focus, you become very disconnected even more. So yeah, it doesn't help. Shredded my hand yesterday, so I'm smoking for pain relief today. You shredded your hand. What happened? Shredded your hand in a cheese grater? What you mean? What you mean? You shredded your hand? I don't. Yeah. So it's good for pain also, like you say. Oh yeah, definitely. Pain and inflammation. CBD is very good for inflammation. Abident with a drill. Oh, tabern. That doesn't feel good. Yeah, yeah. But I had the accident too in the past with tools like that. It never feels really good. So yeah, cannabis can help for pain and inflammation definitely, especially CBD. Yeah, that's great. Ouch. Yeah, ouch. So yeah. So anyway, that was my intervention today about purging the nonsense because even me, I have to repeat it. Like I have to. All those stuffs will not happen unless you repeat it to yourself. À haute voix. Not only inside but out loud. Once you start repeating your divine mantra out loud, it travels. Your voice is vibration. It goes in the heater. Maybe the people of of the world do not listen, but there is higher vibration listening. There's not only evil stuff on earth. I think there's more divine stuff than evil. The evil stuff is often propagated by us. It depends from one day to another. You can decide to put your attention somewhere else, and that will change your whole life. Like that's what I want us to do here to evolve to have a great life with great feelings, with great galactic divine feelings, or feeling the most possible while we're here because we have senses. But if we're permanently in nonsense, we don't sense that stuff. We don't sense the higher vibe, the divine purpose. And we all have a very very divine purpose here. Not everyone will see it in this lifetime. Maybe it will take them 7, 10 lifetime before they see their purpose. But for those of us who are willing to purge the distraction and let go of everything that is nonsense, the only possible outcome is evolution. You will evolve. You will evolve no matter the how long it takes. It can take a while. It can take a lifetime to evolve. But I'm willing also to train for that evolution. So if you are willing to learn, have a positive learning attitude, you will evolve. You don't have to stress yourself out with that and the mistake you do in life and stuff. You are human and you have emotions. I know that, but I observe sometimes that my behavior is not in line with who I am. So that's what makes me do that. Probably ego still, but I'm trying to work on it to have better reaction to nice obsessions with Truman. Yeah, it's all about upliftment. I won't bring here the I won't bring the distractions here and the constant devolving stuff that is around us. The goal here is that everyone listening to that or catching the vibes start their evolution, and by purging the nonsense and the distraction and everything that doesn't support you. I see the big picture. That doesn't mean I know everything. Don't think I know anything here. I just see the big picture. I'm able because I stepped out of the frame one day and I decided to see the big picture, but I don't know everything. Like there's so much unknown, but that's the great unknown. That's what keeps us alive, the great unknown. And aliveness, it's not in the dead world. Peter Tosh used to say, let the dead bury the dead for a reason. They are dead. They're not alive. In this world, you will not feel alive until you have a second birth. You have a birth from your mother, that's okay. You came in flesh, but you're fully asleep. So until you wake up that being within you, you have a rebirth here on earth, you will never feel the divine aliveness. And that is profound. I feel it each and every day, uh, trying to bring that up to a higher level each and every day. But yeah, it's always about upliftment and progress. That's what we should do. We should not be in devolution, but that's most of beings today that you will encounter are pretty much on a devolution path. They're devolution, and it's clear by either their action or and even you sometimes. That's why when you interact with, like the story I told you, when you interact with others, you got to be very careful because they can suck you in their negativity. They can, like, they're like vampires or sensu là. The bloodsuckers, literally. So they will suck your blood. So you got to be very careful, and yeah, I know that, but you get that with learning. I didn't know that stuff because probably I wasn't willing to learn it before. Where today I have a more positive learning attitude, also more grateful for life, more humble. I'm a lot more humble than I was, but I need more humbleness. I wasn't very humble with the guy on the side of the street, but next time I will not react like this. That's for sure, because I seen what I did wrong, and I don't want to engage into negative vibes. I say it all the time. So why would I? Evil wears many masks. I will try to match your energy. Yeah, it's hard sometimes to just sustain the positive energy also because of the negativity around us. That's why I say purging the negativity will also help our level of positivity. And, instead of listening to trash talk or radio, like sometimes, like the other day, I was walking with Kim, again with the dog. I'm always walking with the dog pretty much. But I was walking and there was someone in their car listening to the radio, but loud radio with the commentary and stuff. Like I said, how can someone listen to that trash? Today, before I would have engaged into that stuff, like listen to the radio and the music and the. It's not really music these days. It's a more computerized sound, computerized low vibration sounds. That's more what it is today. But yeah, the new spliff smoking segment. Okay, the new spliff smoking segment. Anyway, so that's it. So we're here also on Earth, I think, to enlarge our perspective, but for sure that enlargement should start at an early age, like about 18, 19. You should have a clear vision of what the world is and what it's all about when your brain is fully formed. But most of us never have that awakening. And that awakening, it's not to you will not know most of the question you ask. You will never know the answers, except if it's towards you, towards your own being. But the world outside, like the shape of the earth and all that stuff, and where are we, and where is the earth, and I have no clue about that. I have no clue where we are, and but that's the mystery also that is important to keep alive. I don't want to define reality. That's where we drown. When once we start to have a defined reality by anything, that's where we will start to drown. Why do you think they use the word waves also? I was listening to something before and they say, oh, the sixth wave is here. Why wave? Wave is on the ocean. Ah, maybe because we live under maritime law and stuff like this. So notice the speech that they use and how much con do they talk about. Like, anyway, it's crazy. But the worst is it's so easy to see, so easy. You speak those words just like me. I haven't brought those words here. I haven't invented those words. They have fed that to me. That's what I'm talking about. But I think there is hope. There is hope for the people of the earth. Yes. There is always hope, but hope is on the side of positivity, not negativity. You become very hopeless living in the dark, very hopeless, just like a blind person. They're not. Some are very uplifted. I'm not saying the blind person are hopeless. Not what I'm saying, but you know, maybe my example is wrong. After all, maybe my example is wrong because some blind. Why is my phone ringing? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'll be back. Oh my! This one has lots of chat to do. That's the girl from for my insole and shoes and compression socks. Yeah, delivery service. Yeah, delivery service. Sorry about that, but she had. I thought she had received my new shoes and stuff, so I was kind of intrigued when I saw the Slaughter, Slaughter orthopedic. Yeah, because I wear compression socks and all the stuff. So yeah, but the compression socks are very good also to wear for anyone. It's That's what I because I have since the accident I have a bit problem with they say I have a syndrome of bad circulation, something like that. I don't know. some kind of stuff. Anyway, we all have some kind of tragedy happening. It's life, no? Like I had my own, and I'm grateful for it. Often we have to be grateful in our tragedies. Also, stuff will happen to us to to make us realize some stuff, and maybe yeah. But that's it, guys. I'm out, and it's been an hour, and I'll be here probably tomorrow again. I had some stuff to constricted blood flow, yeah. Something insuffisance veineuse profonde. I don't know. I feel good. I don't feel. I'm grateful that I can get up every day and just have clear thoughts. Just for that, I'm grateful, and the rest, like it is what it is. We deal with our everyday existence the best we can, and our pains and stuff. But one day, pains can be also gone from our existence. I trust that. I trust in the power of healing, for sure. That's why healing our brain is another good one. Yeah. So heal, purge the nonsense, wash your brain. It's a must. And until the next time we see each other, which is probably gonna be Friday. Yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow I'll be here. I don't know what time. I don't want to say a definite time no more. I'll probably be here tomorrow around, I don't know, maybe the same time as today. Because I'm a lot outside taking care of my garden and stuff. So I come take a little break and from my gardening session, and it's a lot. We're just getting into spring, so everything is melting, and it's a bit messy all around. So clean up and everything and install the summer vibes. Once my yard is all set up, probably I'll do my video outside and yeah, in the yard. I have a GoPro now. I have my GoPro 10 ready. Also, I'll be on the river very soon. The kayak is getting here on the 6th. They called me for the delivery. The kayak's arriving on the 6th. So we will be on the river definitely uh, working on our evolution again. I'll bring a couple quotes and stuff just to inspire me, and I'll go on with some kind of stuff that I'm going to tell you. As long as it remains positive, that's what I want to have on repeat in my head. So I will definitely be on the river with the new GoPro 10. Boom! Yeah. It's great. It has a great image stabilizer and everything. And you can also broadcast live with the Go. Anyway, there's all kinds of future on it. I haven't explored everything. I tested it the other day here, but maybe I'll go test it outside too tomorrow. I'll go to the chilling spot with my GoPro maybe, and maybe tomorrow I'll do that live from the chilling spot. I don't know what's the temperature gonna be tomorrow. I'll check this out. Yeah, today is 8, 9, 10, 13. It goes up to 13 today, so that's pretty good. Here it's in Celsius. But the next few days, it's still going to remain a bit cold. 5, 7, 6, 9, 9, 8 at night, -2. So it's a bit early to take my plant out yet. But I started to prepare all my pots, all my dirt. My dirt was almost all unfrozen the other day, so I started filling my pots. And this year, like I said, I'm gonna grow golden nuggets, a shitload of golden nuggets tomato, because I do my sauce with that, and kale, bunch of kale. I have them all growing in my little room there, and cannabis, of course. I have a permit to grow cannabis, so I will grow some cannabis for sure. And I'll show you all of the evolution of my garden all summer long with the GoPro, little garden updates here and there, and just to not again, I don't do that to attract attention. It's just maybe inspire some others to start gardening and producing their own food. Like I'm not fully self-sufficient. I think it's a big word. It's a big goal. But I can do, like chives, I use a lot. Kale I dehydrate and I turn it into flakes, and then I can sprinkle that on every meal, and it's very good for you. It's the new veggie buzz, the kale, but it has a great taste too in salad and stuff. So kale, tomatoes, chives, cannabis. What else? That's what I have started there. I have about 75 to 80 tomato plants growing now right beside me. And that's it. I'll be taking that outside, transplanting it maybe in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I think the nights will be a little bit warmer. So then I can take, because if the nights goes cold, I can take my stuff out. So last year I had them out early. Last year we had like 30 degrees outside at this time. Now it's a little colder, but definitely it's gonna warm up and everything's gonna slow down. The summertime is coming. Oh yeah, summertime is coming, and the vibes will be up and everything. Yeah, it's all a moment of the year where we regain a lot of energies, all of us, for sure. We move out from the dead state of the winter and move into the light of the summer. The sunshine will bright up our eyes. Yeah. So that's it. Lovely people. I'm out, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Large up. Much love every time. It's all love. Greens are good. Yeah, greens are good. Yeah, exactly. It's still chilly here. Oh, that's Ann Arbor, Michigan. Michigan is kind of cold sometimes. In the winter, you can have a lot of snow too, even more than here. Sometimes people think in Canada it's a snow country, and that not that much where I am. If I had maybe 5 storm during the winter, it's good. And storms, I'm talking about mini storms, like winter storm, like the max I seen here this year is maybe 20 centimeter, all in one shot. That's almost nothing. That's gone. You plow that very fast. But the big snowstorms, I haven't seen that here for a long time. A long time since I'm maybe young kid. So no, yeah, that's the effect of the Great Lake. Also, yeah, that's it. All the humidity, I guess, and stuff. Cloudy a lot as well year round. Yeah. Here too, it's often cloudy, but some summers we were very fortunate to have a lot of sunshine. Usually I have like maybe 50-50 sunshine and cloudy days. So if we're lucky, but it's not luck. Luck is a good fortune we determine for ourselves. I think we have also the power to determine the weather. So if we say always, if we're lucky, we're going to have a good summer. Maybe if we would all have better vibration within us, we would attract better weather, more sunshine, more light. We would not be so in the dark. But because we love the darkness, that's probably why it's so cloudy sometimes. I don't know. I can as above, so below. That's what they say, eh? So maybe the fact that we live in a cloudy world is because there's too much cloudy stuff in our heads. If we purge the nonsense altogether and move more into the light, maybe we will see more sunshine in this world. But I don't know. It's just an opinion I have. It's just a thought. Doesn't necessarily signify its reality, but that's the feeling I have, that as above, so below. So maybe if we align ourselves with better vibration and start walking towards the light instead of devouring the darkness stuff, the dark stuff, maybe one day we will dispel the clouds with thought. Yeah, you go disperse. Yeah, dispel the clouds. That's it. Dispel the clouds. That's what I think. Seriously, all if we're all on high vibration, high energy, and really respecting the earth the way we should, and freeing the animals from captivity and all that stuff, I think it will be a world full of sunshine. We will see the sun every day. I think the sun hides behind clouds because often we're in the dark. So we don't even want to bother with the light. So, my problem is not, I said it often, my problem is not children afraid of the dark. It's freaking adult afraid of the light. That's the problem, is the adult are afraid of the light. So, yeah, totally different world. I think we have the power to, we are co-creator. So instead of manipulating the weather, maybe we can like align our vibration and like I think we have superpowers, definitely. So maybe one of them should be to bring more sun into our existence, more light. But anyway, yeah, would be a totally different world. So large up, I'm out, and I'll see you soon. See ya.